Hi, this is Anita from the Global Trade Gal. Sales and marketing are two fundamental aspects of any business. While they share a common goal, they're not exactly the same thing. And this is where it can sometimes be really confusing, where somebody might say, well, I'm in sales, I'm in marketing. And there could be confusion over what does each one of them mean. So today we're going to discuss a little bit about this. First of all, what is marketing? Marketing is a process of creating awareness about a product or service. It's about attracting potential customers and building long-term relationships. It can involve a variety of different activities aimed at understanding the consumer or understanding the client or understanding the end customer. The core function of marketing is about brand awareness. It's about lead generation. That would be finding potential customers or leads that might be interested in the product or service. It's about market research, understanding what does the customer want or prefer, industry trends, competitive landscapes, knowing who your competitors are. It's about customer engagement, creating content, campaigns, and experiences that kind of bring people in, where people want to come in and they want to know more, they want to be able to understand more. It's about positioning and messaging. It's about crafting the brand's voice, values, and benefit to the market. It's about really saying, here's who we are. The goal of marketing is about attracting and retaining customers, creating a positive brand perception, and driving traffic and generating qualified leads for the sales team. So marketing is really about the brand awareness. That's why things like social media and that type of thing are really to do with marketing. It's all about the brand awareness. It's about getting your word out there, getting people excited about what you do, letting them understand who you are, is all really about what marketing does. So then you might ask, well, what is sales? Sales involves directly interacting with potential customers to convert leads into paying clients. It focuses on building relationships, addressing specific customer needs, and negotiating terms to finalize transactions. So the salesperson is really the person who's out there and who's dealing face-to-face with the customer and saying, let's make a deal on this. Let's get this done here. Let's sign on the dotted line. Let's get all of this going. Let's build this relationship that we, need to build on this. A salesperson, their core function would be about customer interaction, would be engaging with leads and prospects through one-on-one communication. I think that's really important. It's about a bit about that personal touch, where one-on-one they're dealing with you, one-on-one they're getting the sales to go through. It's about closing the deal. It's about persuading the customer to make the actual purchase. It's about relationship management. It's about building trust with the customer trusting you, trusting your product or your service or whatever it is, and trusting you in what you do. And then, so that they will want to have repeat business. And it's about feedback, gathering customer input to refine sales strategies and to be able to help with the marketing efforts. So the goals of sales really is a few things. It's generating revenue through direct transactions, achieving short-term and long-term sales targets, and providing personalized solutions to customers' challenges. So those really are the things which the sales do. So when you look at them, you can see there's some of the key differences between them. Really is that, marketing is more about brand or, product awareness. It's about having people understand who your product is, what your product does. And, marketing usually is the first step and sales is the second step. In other words, somebody comes to you because of your marketing campaign. Maybe they saw something on social media, or maybe you in some way contacted them. So they come to you and they say, oh, I'm interested in finding out about your product. And then the sales team takes over there and they one-on-one start talking to somebody, and then they'll close the deal. For example, let's say that we were a car dealership, right? The marketing takes place where somebody does marketing and here's why you need to buy this car, And somebody does the research. They start looking to say, well, what kind of car do I want to buy? Do I want to buy an Audi? Do I want to buy Mercedes? Do I want to buy a Kia? Do I want to buy Toyota? Do I want to buy Honda? And they start doing their market research on it. Then they start looking around and they start saying, well, who in my area sells this? So they start looking at who's been doing the marketing in their area. And maybe I'm really interested in a Honda and this person has a special going on. Let me go in and talk to them. So up to that point, the marketing team has pretty much done their job. They've reached out to a potential person, and now this person's coming in, and then the job of the salesperson will be to close the deal and to get the sale. Salesperson will sit down with you one-on-one, talk to you about the car, talk to you about what your needs are, maybe show you a couple cars, maybe take you out and you test drive some cars, and then finally you settle on which specific one you want. And then it's their job to be able to close the deal and get you to sign on the dotted line. That's kind of how the two of marketing and sales sort of work together, but how they're at the same time different. You'll probably, when you go into the car dealership, you'll never really see the person who did the marketing, the person who did that campaign that brought you in. Instead, the main person you'll see and work with would be someone of the sales team. So this really becomes the difference with this. With marketing is really sort of a long-term type of thing. It's a long-term building brands. It's a long-term, building retention and loyalty. It's a long-term to be able to build something up to get someone to see and understand your brand. Whereas the sales is usually a little bit more short-term. It's immediate. It's the revenue. It's we're going to close the deal and then hopefully have a repeat customer that comes back again. Marketing is sort of like indirect communication. It's through advertisements, through content, through campaigns, through social media, through other things. Where sales is more direct communication. It would be through emails, through phone calls, face-to-face meetings of you maybe personally seeing the product and going in to see it. That would be more the sales. The tools that would be used more, marketing would be things like social media, email, SEO, content creation, brand building, all of that would be under the marketing, where the sales would have demos, they have negotiations, that have follow-up. They would have things to actually show you to be able to close the deal with the sale itself. Some of the metrics that would be used would be different too, where marketing would be more like website traffic, engagement rates, lead generation, customer, does a customer follow up with you? But then sales would be more like the revenue, the conversion rate, the average deal size, how much is the deal that you're doing, and the sales cycle length. So all of these are they're the same, but they're also very different in many, many ways. And I wanted to talk about this today because I feel like it's important. Anyone, again, who I talk about this before, if you're in the global supply chain, these are all things to sort of like understand, which go through the supply chain itself, to understand some of the difference. So marketing, in a sense, supports sales, and sales supports marketing. So they're interdependent, while at the same time being dependent and having different roles. So understanding the difference in the roles is important because it can give you better alignment of your goals. What exactly is your goal? What are you trying to do here? Are you trying to market or trying to do the sale? It can help improve collaboration between the different departments or people. It can help the overall collaboration. It can optimize resource allocation. Is this going to be something for marketing or is it going to be something for sales that we do? It can also enhance the customer's experience, that for you to be able to understand the difference between these two and can increase your revenue. I've written a blog post on this, which goes into more detail, which is called, entitled, What's the Main Difference Between Sales and Marketing? And we will put a link in the description in case you're interested to be able to read more and to be able to learn more about this, what really is the difference between the sales and marketing and why it's important to understand those differences and what you can do to be able to understand them better. This is Anita from the Global Trade Gal. Thank you so much for listening. We sure do appreciate you, all of our listeners. We know without you this would not be possible. Thank you.